Between the two of them. The inside of Coates. Parker gets too heavily involved. And that's Whitehead and Coates.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to our final round of the Reality Racing Club BMW GT4 Sprint Series, which started towards the tail end of, or mid-tail end of September, and here we are at the end of November, and as it's an American round, welcome back, Becky Aparicio. How are you, Becky?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Good to be back. We were both spectators last week, which was a novel difference and a change of scenery, being able to sit back and watch everything unfold from the comfort of, I know you were on the train, but comfort of my own sofa. So that was great to watch the fun unfold last week.
It was, thanks to the two Jacks for entertaining us through the course of that. I only managed to catch the third race live and then found out the vagaries of train Wi-Fi, which isn't great, so it kept pausing and stuff like that. But it was good to watch the racing and listen to the two Jacks doing a grand job as well. So nice that I guess we got a little bit of variety in terms of commentary for the series, and we will have upcoming series as well. We'll talk more about upcoming championships and dates shortly, but we're very much focused on our 8th and 5th in the BMWs. So we are at Road America, which is the final trip of the campaign, and you'll note that it's one drop round, but we do require that the drivers can only drop the 8th round if they attend, which is kind of a VRRC thing actually, and so it means that we should have all of the lead drivers there. We'll come on to championship points in a minute because some arguing to be done. Here is the table. Thank you, Steve, for pinging the table up. If we look at the table over on the column on the right hand side, you'll see that Jack Smith has nearly 90-point lead, and there are 80 points available today, but obviously he needs to race, otherwise he can't drop that particular round. So I think Jack very nearly there. He's on the server at the moment, P2 to Thomas in the practice session. Thomas second from Andy Dorman, he's here today. Then we've got Lee Pearce. I think I jinx Lee Pearcey because he had a win when I wasn't commentating. So we'll see how he goes today. We'll see whether that theory is right. Scott Bugner is next up. I don't think Scott is on the server unless he's rushing in to do the last round. Rich Hayden is there and up at the sharp end in practice as well. Andy Carroll, I haven't seen Andy Carroll doing any practice. I think he's maybe dropped away from this one as the sort of series has gone on. Jamie Page, I saw a little notice saying he was in voice. We might get a Jamie Page podium and a chat with him. You never know. We keep our fingers crossed. Oliver Gibson is next up. I think Ollie is back with us this week, or is it? Let's have a quick look down. I don't think we saw an Ollie. It was Ollie Smith maybe that we saw on the server instead. So Oliver Gibson in 9th place. Lewis Stannard in 10th. So Lewis picking up his prize for winning the Mini E Series at the weekend. So well done, Lewis. Well, not with us, I don't think, this week, which is a pity. 11th is Chris Blakey from Cat Potter. Then Ollie Smith. Lovely to have Ollie back with us. Was at Road Atlanta, but not racing last week. Caden Cook is 14th from Paul Laramie and John Jones. Callum Enstone in 17th from Alex Walker and Dan Heaps. And then Jack Dickerson in 20th position, followed by Josh Martin, Scott Ferguson and Kenny Press. Hope Kenny's all right. I did message him. Kenny very kindly invited me up to the Donington Supporters Club dinner, which unfortunately I can't do, but it's that time of year it's difficult to get. But Kenny, hope you're all right. And likewise, Josh and, well, Scott is, because I think he's in the server as well, but Josh Martin we haven't seen since his return, but welcome them back at some point as well. So that's all a pretty good turnout, actually, for a last round. But before we do that, a recount of last week. If you weren't with us, you'd have missed Jack Smith taking top spot again and consolidating that championship lead from Lee Piercy, who I think I missed Lee's best race, I think it was race 2, and his overall points give him second on the evening for last Tuesday, with Andy Dorman in third. So some real VRRC veterans in the mix there, and driver of the round going to Lee Piercy as well. So yeah, that's what makes me think I've been jinxing him of late, because he's been on the podium, but he hadn't had that win which he grabbed last week. So that is our podium. So round 8, the wonderful track that is Road America. I love the logo as well that they've got here. It's been used for NASCAR and all sorts of things over the years, and we are going to look forward to a lap courtesy of championship leader Jack Smith. So on board with Jack, one of the things I love about Road America is the little gradients and cambers that you get here, and you'll get a feeling for that immediately as we go down into the right-hander at turn 1, and you can see Jack working well. Maybe a touch of the track limits there as he goes under the Briggs and Stratton signage. That's very relevant to Legends cars racing that, because they use the Briggs and Stratton in one of the junior cars, I believe, that they race out here in the States. But now we're heading down towards turn 4, very subtle turn under the bridge gantry into Moraine Sweep, and heading down towards the left-hander at turn 5. And again, you can see little dips here and there as we run into the left-hander. This is turn 5, running out wide. Another bridge to deal with before we get to, I think, a 90-degree left-hander next up, grabbing the apex there, bouncing over the apex out to the outside, using all the runoff and sticking with within track limits as we now go around turn 7, very slightly downhill, looking up towards the left-hander at turn 8, turning in now, then under the Speedville bridge, and then into the carousel, turns 9 and 10, really like two bends on a short oval. Really, turn 9 is the bit in, turn 10 the part we're coming out of now, under the Continental Tires bridge, and heading down towards turn 11, grabbing the apex on the inside, again running on the outside. Now we'll swing around a little bit towards the left-hand curve here, which is turn 11A, for want of a better name, and then down into Canada Corner, turn 12, again quite a tight one. The long straights here are going to give some good opportunities for drivers to draw level and maybe get the right line into some of these corners. Now around turn 13, and the final turn on the course is turn 14, another right-hander, and you can see the start-finish line, the pit entrance right in the mix as well, as we hack it along the straight and under the gantry and up towards the start-finish line to complete our demo lap with the championship leader Jack Smith, who sets a time of 2 minutes 12.89 in his demo lap. And that is what we can expect once the race gets underway. Obviously, Jack will be a little bit more busy in terms of traffic with the racing that we have coming up. And again, I usually ask this question, so sorry for being boring, but Becky, have you had a venture out on this one on the sim?
Yeah, as you know me, yeah, as soon as I know what track we're going to, I like to get the sim on and have a few laps, have to album my other half off it, and try to fight for control of it, but that's another story. So yeah, great track, like you say. Obviously, the kind of the bumps and the slight downhills and uphills and changes of camber and stuff, it always throws something into the mix. And then with the carousel, it always seems to want to just force you out wide, no matter what you seem to do. So getting your car to stick and get around that corner will make probably such a difference for people going for overtakes if you can get the right line through there. But then it depends if somebody goes for a later lunge to come out a bit further, you're probably going to get your switch back. So yeah, again, always interested to see how our drivers go about tonight's racing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Is there any chance of the other half actually joining up and having a race and maybe trying to score some points off you?
Well, I keep trying to convince him. I will keep working, trying to work my magic and convince to do that. And then at least I can commentate on him. I'll try to be unbiased as well, and not be too favoritized towards him. But I'll probably give him a bit of grief and be like, "Oh, well, that was a rookie move, wasn't it?" If he did end up taking part, so that's probably why he probably doesn't want to do it. He did jokingly say as well, because I've got access to the server as well. I've still not been brave enough to put myself in to see how I'd fare against these drivers. Maybe eventually I will. But it's like, oh, I can pretend to be you. I was like, that would be great. It would make me look really good. So because he's always the time to aim for me. So he's always the ghost car. So I'll keep trying to convince him.
That would be great if we can. More the merrier in all of these races. As I say, really good turnout though, isn't it, for our last event of the season? Normally numbers tail off. We expect that as we have 19 seconds to go. So the lighting sequence will be up. Cat Potter on pole position with Chris Blakey alongside Oliver Gibson P3 and Jamie Page. So I think we've got a little bit of a race on here. Certainly any of these front rows could be in with a shout of winning. Just going to see how it all pans out as they barrel down into turn one. Lights are out. We are racing for the first time this evening here at Road America, and it's Cat Potter getting away. Chris Blakey though has got his nose in front, and as they go down this rather narrow straight, as you can see there, and it's Potter and Blakey, with Blakey on the inside. Oliver Gibson coming around the outside of Cat Potter to get into P2. So a good start from Gibson, who was a little bit late on parade. Under the Briggs and Stratton signage they go, and it is Rich Hayden in 5th place, Jamie Page at the moment in 4th. That's Ollie Smith just having a wide moment there and going off a little bit, but Chris Blakey is out front at the moment. So Blakey, Gibson, Potter and Page. And for a reverse grid, or partially reverse grid start, we have got some good drivers up at the sharp end of this one. That was very well behaved given the narrow nature of the first corner and straight.
Yeah, pretty calm and relaxed, that one. I'm waiting for, as we get through the races tonight and the times running out to score valuable points to get you up that championship table. I imagine there might be a few more daring moves, not to hopefully jinx anybody, but it seemed like everybody stayed a bit of kind of a few bumps here and there, but didn't see anybody going off in the distance and in the background, so that's always good to see. Chris Blakey as well seems to be coming into his own in these last few rounds. I was piping away in Discord, even though I wasn't part of the comms team last week, giving my input on a driver of the round. And I must admit, I did say about Chris was one a couple of weeks ago that I kind of coined, and then unfortunately had a bit of a bad incident, I think, in race 3, so that lost that chance. But same last week, I think it was close between them two, because I think it was some of his best performances in the championship so far, with his worst position last week being a 6th.
Yeah, it's always the danger, isn't there, of tipping someone for it and then they fall back. But yeah, Chris having a good run in this one at the moment. Oliver Gibson in P2. Half a second behind. Jamie Page in 3rd, Rich Hayden 4th, Cat Potter down to 5th. Jack Smith already up into 6th place, head of Lee Pearcey, who seems to be on a little bit of a roll from last week. I really like this track. It's one that really, it's one I'd like to go and see, and I might see if I can dig out some stuff on YouTube and watch some real world racing on it, because I think depending on what you've got car-wise, it should deliver some great racing. It'd be interesting to see where the Legends race. We've got Legends next week with Jack. I'm not sure who's doing it with Jack, whether it's yourself, Becky, or whether it's somebody else, but probably too long a circuit this for Legends in America. They tend to use car parks in the States. They don't really use proper tracks for the road course nationals, as they call it out there. So I know a lot of drivers go out to the States and they get sort of promises of in Legends cars of racing on Sears Point, Sonoma, all that kind of stuff, and then they get out there and they find they're in some car park instead of the actual track, which is a bit of a pain. These boys aren't though. It's Blakey's still out front from Gibson. I tell you what, Chris Blakey's keeping that lead fairly good at the moment. So we've got Lee Piercy in 8th place. Thomas Potter trying to go through as well. Potter's got Smith and C. Potter in front of him, so there aren't any easy passes at this early stage because we've got a lot of very quick drivers up at the sharp end.
Yeah, I think Chris Blakey's just managing to hold him. I think my screen's just frozen on me. I was about to say, I think Chris Blakey got a fastest first sector compared to Oliver Gibson, who's got 2 fastest sectors when I last looked. So he was trying to close in, but still Chris was managing to keep ahead of him. So yeah, he's not wanting to probably let this win go too easy, or this position. So he'll be hoping to keep him behind him for obviously the whole race if he can. But Gim will be probably on his bumper for the majority of it and want to get past him. Especially he hasn't got obviously to worry about his teammate coming through or anything at the moment. He's got a bit of work to make up, a few places to make up, and he's in a bit of a huddle of cars at the moment. So it's not an easy feat to get through.
No, you're right, and we've got Jack Smith ahead of him, and now Thomas has got his sister Catherine immediately in front. And I think Thomas's aim here is going to be to try and latch on to the DK power car of Jack Smith, who's had a little bit of a rub there. Thomas is going to try and get around the outside here. Let's see if he can make the move. They've got Lee Piercy in behind as well, but it is a real gaggle, isn't it, of cars that we've got in the mix there. And Cat Potter holding on very well here as they come back uphill and across the stripe to get another lap done. And I'll tell you what, if Cat's not too careful, she's going to be absolutely swamped here. Goes down to the inside to defend the line going into turn 1, with Jack Smith going around the outside, and Smith made that work very well indeed. Thomas Potter trying to deal with his sister and also fend off Lee Piercy, who is in blue immediately behind. All of these guys racing for 5th place at the moment. Jack Smith will now try and close down on Jamie Page. You can see the pink car in the distance going under the bridge. He's got a little bit of breathing space at the moment. Chris Blakey's done a very good job to get out front and hold on from Oliver Gibson at the moment. Rich Hayden still in P3. So are we going to see Page, Smith and Potter, Catherine Potter now down behind Lee Piercy, who is tagged and goes off wide into the gravel region. I told you, I'm definitely the commentator's curse for Lee Piercy. It's Callum Enstone going off behind him. So very clearly when I'm commentating, Lee doesn't get top slot.
Yeah, I think you always feel that way with certain drivers. I think mine's Catherine. It always seems to be when I wasn't commentating, she'd get some really good results. She's been getting good results most rounds this season anyway. So, but there's definitely been ones where she got her highest one. I wasn't commentating on it. So you always feel like you might be a bit of a bad luck to some of them. So yeah, you never want to say too much. You want to obviously commentate on everybody, but then you're a bit like, well, do I say anything? Because like you say, you worry you're going to jinx them a little bit. I'm sure they don't think we're obviously unlucky to them. They probably don't really care what we say and just get on and race, and it's just sometimes it's luck of the draw. But yeah, you always, especially like you say with driver of the round, you never want to say it too early just in case. But obviously we have to be thinking about it. Yeah, let's throw some spanners in the work.
Let's tip all the front runners and get somebody new on board.
Yeah, or we might eventually get to speak to Jamie after all this time. Maybe the final round, we might get an interview.
We might well do that. We owe John Jones owes us an interview, doesn't he, from our last round, because he got driver of the round a couple of weeks back. He's down in 15th at the moment, just in front of the recovering Callum Enstone. Andy Dorman, in fact, Andy's a little bit off colour, isn't he, at the moment? 13th, Ollie Smith 12th, Paul Laramie 11th, Lee Piercy 10th. Chris Blakey still out front from Oliver Gibson and Rich Hayden. And nice to see Daniel Heaps back as well. There is Daniel, so 3rd event of the campaign. Great to see him back. A shame that we haven't seen him, but it's great that he has come back and done 3 rounds out of the 8. And this is the great thing. If any, I might have some people watching that were thinking about joining in, that I met over at the Fiesta Scholarship at the weekend, and meeting loads of people at the moment in terms of offline racing or real world racing, who I've been telling about the exploits of this. And I know we've got a couple of new drivers signed up for Legends who I met recently that are going to come in and give it a go. What I'm getting around to saying is, you know, you can do what Dan Heaps has done. You don't have to do a whole championship necessarily. You can come in and pick and choose and fit your Tuesday evenings around whatever it is you do or whatever commitments you've got. Obviously it's nice if we do have everybody for a whole campaign, but it doesn't matter if that's the case. And good to see Dan Heaps in 8th place and back and climbing through the order, because he started outside the reverse grid zone, if I can call it that, and has made his way up into it. So 8th position at the moment, chasing down Cat Potter, as you can see. So Daniel running well. Caden Cook having a good run as well in 9th place, and Lee Pearcey trying to recover from his off a little bit earlier on. Now, I was saying on the onboard lap that we had with Jack Smith, oh, Lee Pearcey goes grass cutting again, trying to go through here. So Cat Potter side by side with Daniel Heaps, who's got the inside into this corner. Can he hang on to it on the outside of the S-bend? And Cat's giving him room. Great racing between the pair of them there so far. A little bit of a touch, probably to be expected. Still side by side. Daniel's got the inside line here, and Cat Potter holds on, clatters the curbs, and this is bringing Caden Cook into the mix as well. So really good battle between these three. Lee Pearcey, oh, 4 now, because Lee Pearcey coming back into the mix as well as they go uphill. And let's see whether Daniel Heaps is going to get the momentum and try and get up the inside, which Cat Potter is covering. So Daniel Heaps to the outside run. They go in 2 by 2 with Paul Laramie just behind them as well, trying to join in and make it a 5-way battle for this position. But Heaps has finally got it done, and Caden Cook goes through as well. Catherine Potter down to 9th after some really good defence there, Becky.
Yeah, it was great racing, nice and clean, obviously, apart from a few little bumps here and there, but nothing too major. And it's always a challenge now with how close this championship is, of a fixed setup as well, meaning there's not too much difference in car performance. You tend to get these gaggle of cars that you'll have one person going for a move, and then all of a sudden there's 3 other cars coming in for that battle as well. So it's being mindful and thinking, well, yeah, you want to go for the move, but you don't want to lose too much energy that's then going to bring everybody else behind you into it and lose out on not just one position, but maybe 2, 3, because you've been defending the wrong person in the end, because it was the 3 other people coming up behind that you had to worry about that weren't a thought the last lap. So it always adds a lot of dimension and interest into it. Rich had been setting some faster laps, but seems to have dropped off a little bit from the back. He was about 1.7 away from Ollie Gibson at a point. So seems, I don't know if he's had a bit of an off and dropped back, or tyres are feeling it a little bit with pushing so much at the beginning. As I think that's Daniel Heaps going off-road as well. This, again, is a perfect time to mention maybe or off-road championship as well, with how many drivers do like to go maybe a little bit too wide in some of the corners.
Yeah, they do. But those that are recovering well at the moment, as Lee Pearcey starts to have a look at Caden Cook. So Lee trying to claw his way back up the field and does a nice send around the outside. Side by side he is with Caden at the moment, giving each other room. And Lee is through. Yeah, very neat and tidy by Lee Pearcey. Was there a little touch between the pair of them there? Maybe not. Catherine Potter's still trying to get stuck in as well. And Paul Laramie has joined them now. So Paul trying to get up into the top 10 as well. Thomas Potter's got the fastest lap. Interesting point. Potter busy trying to... Oh, we've got Ollie Gibson out front now. So we had a change for the lead. Oliver Gibson now in front from Chris Blakey. Chris won't give this up without a fight, and he'll want to have a look to try and go back through on the inside. But Oliver obviously patiently waiting for his moment, and we can see Rich Hayden and Jamie Page maybe closing in as well. So we've got almost like 2 sets of battles going on in the top 10. Catherine Potter still trying to keep inside the top 10, but Paul Laramie is going to be her next challenger as Daniel Heaps goes through. Daniel trying to close in on Thomas Potter. Thomas with his fastest lap would have closed in a little bit on Jack Smith, but I think the fact that Jack Smith, I don't mean this rudely, so only up to 5th place, as Cat Potter makes a dive down the inside. Great move by Cat Potter, but on the switchback, Caden Cook repays the compliment and up into under the Corvette bridge into turn 6 and 7, now heading down towards turn 8. That was a lovely bit of racing.
That was a very brave move by Kat there. It would have been great if that stuck as well, but Caden was a little bit wise to it and thought, right, I'll get you as we come out the corner, better traction out of it. So was able to get her through the straight and has pulled a bit of a gap now and probably left her feeling a little bit pressured by Paul behind. So he'll be Caden will be focusing forward, looking at the yellow and blue bumper of Lee, thinking, right, let's try to get onto the back of you. We've probably got a couple at least laps left, maybe even 3, depending on when our front runner gets through, which is still Ollie Gibson at the moment, with Chris still hanging on, but just under a second away now, so dropping back a bit.
Let's have a look back at the points. Andy Dorman's away down, isn't he? So Lee Piercy is, let me see, he's in 8th place, which is 10 points, and Andy Dorman down in 12th, which is 6. There's about 20 points between them in the championship. It's not going to make a huge dent in Andy's 3rd place in the championship. So I reckon everybody's positions at the moment, certainly in terms of the top 5, probably all intact after race 1, despite the reverse grid race. And we'll try and keep an eye on that as we work our way through the meeting. But yeah, Thomas Potter has actually now closed in on Jack Smith. Jack Smith in turn closing up on Jamie Page. Rich Hayden looks relatively clear. He's got a couple of lengths clear at the moment, so I maybe won't get bothered too much. Paul Laramie now up into the top 10, and Andy Dorman, we were talking about him and the points, is now joining in and about to has a little look for a move there on Cat Potter, but can't quite make it. Meanwhile, the scrap is on for 4th place now. Jack Smith wants some points, goes to the outside run here. Jamie Page has seen him, forces him a little bit wide over the bumps, and this could allow Thomas Potter to come through as they go under the Corvette Bridge into turn 6, and Potter sees the opportunity, grabs the inside line. Jack Smith can't do it, and all of that was because pretty much one of those scenarios that you described earlier, Becky, wasn't it, that he tried to get past Jamie Page, couldn't quite do it, and now of course he's got the luxury of watching Thomas Potter. So if Thomas goes for a move and it doesn't work, Jack Smith's going to get him back.
Yeah, but we're still 5 minutes to go, or just over 5 minutes, so that's plenty of time in Jack's world to be able to get some moves done and hopefully rectify that little, I won't say mistake, I suppose, but yeah, that little, bit of distraction, focusing on one person and not realising the threat necessarily coming from behind as well. Rich will be loving it because it means the pressure's off him a little bit because they're too busy arguing behind him. So he'll be hoping they keep doing that and he can secure his 3rd position there. And again, hopefully, no jinxes. Sorry, Rich, if anything happens. But yeah, I'm sure he's keeping everything crossed as well. And yeah, like I say, hoping the battle continues behind, like we've got the 3 here with Cat Potter just bringing up the rear. So, but again, all it takes is one moment to happen with that trio of ours, and then you can pick up the pieces, and already she's back in the group again from being a bit of a distance off, and she's got Caden, who looked like he had a little bit of a tank slapper going on there, and I think has spun in the background as well, so unfortunate there.
Yeah, it's a shame for Caden, who's having a good run, really good battles. And the thing that strikes me now is just how close and competitive everybody is now. I mean, we used to get, sort of people dropping away at the back. We don't tend to get that now, unless there's a mistake or something that happens. But riding on board with Jack Smith, wants to get Thomas Potter back, wants to get in front of Jamie Page. As you say, Rich Hayden will be grinning from ear to ear here. It's going to be, I think, his first podium since event 2, which was Watkins Glen. So he's long overdue. I think that's right. Anyway, we'll just have a quick check. I'm looking away from the screen, which is always a dangerous thing to do. Had a win and a 2nd at Watkins Glen, and since then his best has been a couple of 4th positions. As Thomas is having a go now and finds himself under the on the rumble strips on the outside of turn 5, heading down into turn 7 now, and Jack Smith will see an opportunity to maybe go through on the inside of Thomas Potter. Can't quite get the momentum there. Jamie Page doing a great job of defending, so he did well to defend from Jack Smith earlier on, doing the same thing on the Flying Teapot at the moment. So Thomas still in P5, and I'm wondering whether Thomas is thinking about defending from Jack, or literally just thinking about trying to get on. It doesn't look too defensive at the moment. He wants the position, and I think if he can get a quick move, Becky, then he'll maybe be able to consolidate it, because following through isn't necessarily that easy that quickly.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what I was thinking. Just get the move done, get past Jamie, and then it puts a car in between him and Jack. He probably won't be thinking too much about Jack being, I would say, behind him, but then now side to side, as I think Jack might have just made that move stick. Oh, it looks like Thomas is coming back. So Jamie again will be very relieved for this and think, yeah, that's great. You two keep squabbling. I'll just keep my eyes forward and hope you two keep yourself occupied until the end of the race, as they've dropped a bit back off Jamie now. So it's definitely a fight between Thomas and Jack, but I know Jack will probably just want to score some decent points with obviously his championship lead. He just knows he just needs some good results. He doesn't necessarily need to go and win, which again is probably going against the racing driver instinct of always wanting to win, but a little bit of a drift around that corner and wide there. Jack is always one of these drivers who uses every inch of every track. No matter where he goes, it seems to be he'll utilise everything as he does go wide there and onto the grass, I think, but he'll be straight back on the track, and might not be able to get Thomas now from that, but he'll hopefully hold his 6th position.
Yeah, that was fascinating to watch, wasn't it? Those two. It's what we've kind of wanted to see all season, really. The two of them having a great race of it. So Cat Potter just going out a shot in 11th place. Paul Laramie is in 10th. Dan Heaps in 8th place, chasing Lee Pearcey. And then another good battle going on here between Dan and Lee. And Dan goes very wide, tries to throw it around the outside. He'll tuck back in, but Lee Pearcey hangs on to it. Lee going into turn 6. And he'll feel the pressure here. And you can see that, ran a little bit wide, gets back on in front, has enough momentum to hold on. I'm wondering if we're on the last lap here. I think when the leaders went across the line, it was there or thereabouts. 2 minutes or so to go, and the sighting lap or the demonstration lap we had was 2 minutes 12, so we could be on the last lap now with Oliver Gibson out front from Chris Blakey. Oliver looking for his first win since Imola. Chris Blakey P2. Jamie Page in 3rd that we're looking at, with Rich Hayden under pressure from Thomas Potter. Thomas has caught them very quickly. Now he's free of Jack Smith and going for that position here from Rich Hayden. He's got his nose in front. They're side by side. Thomas has had lots of side by side action going on in this one. We've got 6 seconds left on the clock, so I'm guessing this will be the last lap of the race. Now, Rich has been giving himself penalties going back as Oliver Gibson comes up to the checkered flag, up the hill and up towards the checkered flag, and takes it. Well done, Oliver Gibson. He takes it from Chris Blakey, who drove a very good race off the early stages front of the grid and maintains P2. And Jamie Page gets 3rd. Thomas Potter is finally getting the better of Rich Hayden from Jack Smith in 6th, after Jack had a few corners of dancing around on the outside line trying to get past Thomas. It wasn't to be. Lee Pearcey was in 7th place from Daniel Heaps. Andy Dorman in 9th. Paul Laramie 10th from Cat Potter and Ollie Smith. Caden Cook, John Jones, Callum Enstone and Scott Ferguson will complete the finishers. And we're hoping that Jamie Page has got a microphone working. We'll find out if he has after this break.
I've had a lot of challenges in my life, and Helen was always there, supporting me through everything. Today, we're facing a new challenge. Helen has been diagnosed with a terrible disease. Dementia is nothing less than a worldwide epidemic. Formula One moves fast. By contrast, medical research can be painfully slow. We want to bring some of our Formula One technology into the laboratories. Our charity, Race Against Dementia, will help to accelerate the pace of dementia research. Let's beat dementia together.
So welcome along to our first podium of our final round of the BMWs, and we're going to see if the microphone's working. Have we got Jamie Page there? Calling Jamie. Come in, Jamie.
Hello, yes.
How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Welcome to the podium, and welcome. It's so good to have you on the mic. So I think we've got a lot of catching up to do, but well done on P3 and also on your other podium successes that we've had that we've not been able to have a chance to talk to. Is this your debut on the mic by any chance?
No, I had it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't get dragged into the voice chat.
Oh no, I don't know what went on there, but was it last week? Because yeah, Road Atlanta, you got a. Oh no, Silverstone. Was it Road Atlanta? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That was the last podium.
It was Road Atlanta, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we thought you didn't have the mic. Anyway, apologies for that. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I had a good little battle with Rich at the start. That seemed quite fun to start with, but then I made a couple of mistakes and he just pulled away. And then I see Jack closing me. I had to defend maybe a little bit too hard on Jack. Didn't leave him a lot of room. But then I think it's Thomas that was posing with him as well. So eventually I managed to hold it and let them two battle behind. And then luckily I come round the corner and see Rich was not on the track.
Right. So yeah, we were wondering whether he'd had a moment. We're not going to get to talk to him on this occasion because obviously he's not on the podium. But one of the things that strikes me, and probably Becky as well, Becky was just telling me she does the stats like I do in terms of the races, you're always there or thereabouts and near the podium, which for a new driver with VRRC should encourage other newcomers to come in as well. So this is your second season with us, isn't it? Because you did the touring cars as well.
It is, yeah. And I was nowhere near expecting to be anywhere near the podium on any of them.
Well, you've done it regularly, which is great, and obviously had a win at Bahrain as well. So really good to have you up with the regulars and working hard. And do you feel you're sort of making progress all the time as well?
Yeah, it's quite difficult, this car, I think. Trying to learn it. It doesn't turn as well as I'd like.
Right.
But hopefully might get another one coming up, another championship where hopefully I click with the car and hopefully get some better results.
Well, it's nothing wrong with your results at the moment, but that'd be good. Are you doing Legends next week?
I'm not, I'm afraid. I'm not going to have any internet or electric for a little bit until after Christmas.
Oh,
in
right.
my
Okay.
man cave.
Well, that's a shame, but hopefully we'll welcome you back. We've not managed to announce our post-Christmas one yet, but we've got an exciting championship we hope coming up. So it'd be great to welcome you back to that. I won't sign off for the meeting, Jamie, because hopefully we'll catch you on another podium a little bit later on. But fantastic to talk to you. Thanks for racing and thanks for having a little natter with us. And well done on P3.
All right, thank you.
And second position goes to Chris Blakey. Just trying to have a quick look through Chris's results and at a second. Chris, you're on a bit of a vein of form. Second position in race one last week and another P2 here. Well done. Good race. Lead for a long time. I think we missed the pass of Ollie. Was there any contact? Are we going to be looking for contact in the judicials? I doubt it, knowing Ollie, but you never know.
Evening all. No, this was me. Understeer central. Missed my braking point by a millimetre, as you do in these cars, and off I skewed. So just a little bit wide. It was just enough to give them the run down the straight. And that was it, really. I think the gap stayed relatively consistent for the rest of it. So it's just one of those things. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So.
Yeah, it's good. I love this track. It's not one that I've paid huge attention to, but I really enjoyed that race.
It is good. There is just some. This car doesn't seem to mix. A few people mentioned that there is a lack of front end on this car, and I like a car that can steer and you can turn it with the rear a bit. This is quite an understeery car, and there's some, especially in the hard stops down the hill into the turn 3, the left. You've got to brake so far back. You think, oh no, yeah, I can brake there. No, not in the slightest. Add another 150 meters onto where you think you should be braking for that corner, and that's where you need to brake. So it's just resetting your mind a little bit. But yeah, it's out the back. It's nice and fast flowing. Long right-hander, chewing up the tires and that. So it's it's good. It's been some good racing. And yeah, we'll see what race 2 brings. But yeah, really enjoying it.
That's good. I enjoyed watching it as well. It's obviously got a lot more work to do in the next one. Overtaking seems to be a bit of a premium.
Yeah, that's going to be key for this one. But good thing about sim, teach you some racecraft, and then get to try and make way back to the front and see what happens. But there's some fast drivers ahead of us, so we'll have to see what happens. So,
how's things going with the new real world car?
Slowly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the old car is dead. 27 is dead. Long live 27. She was well and truly killed in that crash, unfortunately. So, yeah, the new car is just being stripped at the minute. It's just that whole thing of taking a road car, turning it into a real car. But I got such a bargain on a very clean shell. It's just a lot of time to take everything off, take out the old stuff, and then strip the other car, which has been held at my in-laws, and then bringing everything back across and in the van and that. So it's going to be a long winter, but
people don't get that, do they? People don't understand how much work there is, you know, particularly like your setup as well. You're having to move stuff around, but people just see the cars out on track and they just think they appear there by magic, and don't really think about the effort that goes in.
Yeah, my fiance Bex kind of, it dawned on her when we're on our second van load of stuff to the tip now, and it's when you pull everything out the car, and my garage was littered with stuff at front and rear and suspension. She said, "Oh, is that everything out?" I said, "No, it's half of it." She said, "What?
Wow.
Where does it come from?" It's like she thinks the car's like Mary Poppins handbag, but now because it's just keep pulling stuff out of it that needs to go to the bin. So we'll get there.
Amazing stuff. Good. Well, look forward. I need to get to one of your race meets next year. Try and sort that out. That'll be really good.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. Well done on P2. Welcome back to the podium, Chris, and we'll see you for race 2 in a minute, and hopefully on the podium a little bit later on as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chris. Chris Blake, P2. And is Oliver Gibson. I was panicking, Ollie, because I was looking at the practice screen, I don't know, 10 minutes before we went on air tonight, and you weren't on there. So, had you practiced before today, or was it a late in? What was the story?
I actually had some force feedback issues, so I couldn't really feel it. Didn't feel the same as it has done throughout this series that happened yesterday. So, luckily, Jack sent me something to fix it, and it has. So, and obviously, it must be good enough because I've won. So, I'm just happy to actually be able to race tonight. But yeah, obviously, a win's great. But I did get some practice in. Just the practice live timing thing might not have shown that.
Second win of the campaign. Well done, by the way. Sorry, I should have said congratulations. I'll do it now. Congratulations on the win. Second win of the campaign. So not too bad. And it's holding up really well, this championship, isn't it? Because normally the numbers kind of dip, I think, more than they have done at this one. So I guess that's testament to the tracks and cars, maybe?
Yeah, this it's been a good series. I like this car, and the tracks we've had have been really fun as well. So this track especially is great. So it has been a good championship. Obviously, I have missed a few rounds. So I missed last week, which obviously I don't really like Silverstone, so I wasn't that bothered. But no, it's been a good series, and hopefully we get to do something similar again. Maybe a different GT4 would be fun. But obviously we got a different kettle of fish next week, so need to get practicing for that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't do the opening round, which is a little bit of a shame, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. And maybe we could do a few more. There's lots of different things we could do about bringing. I think we've got some Scottish drivers coming in as well, one or two anyway. We've got to let you go because you've got to get ready for the next race. So well done, Ollie, and we'll see you on the podium again, I suspect, a little bit later on.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
So Oliver Gibson, when the cars are getting ready for race number 2, might need to change that signature slate with Rich on it and have someone else, because it's a bit of favouritism, isn't there? We've got Kat Potter on the front row again. So Kat, this different side of the grid this time, Becky, with Ollie Smith on the inside, Paul Laramie and Andy Dorman on row 2. So the one thing that's the same is Kat Potter on the front row. I wonder what she's going to do from here.
Yeah, hopefully she'll have a good race and be able to hold off anybody behind. So yeah, good luck to obviously everybody, but go on, Kat.
Yeah, good luck everyone for race 2 So just 2 more races to go on the campaign, and it looks like a decent enough start. Worrying moment is, of course, when they go down to turn 1 on this narrow track. They'll all have a little bit of a sort out. It's Ollie Smith that leads them down, and he's on the inside run. And well, we did speak a little bit too soon. One of the DK power cars is going off, and the screen updates so quickly I can't pick out which one it was that is going off. Let's have a quick look down.
I think it was Jack Smith.
Yeah, we've got Ollie Gibson away down as well, so I think the pair of them have had problems. So it's Andy Dorman up front at the moment from Ollie Smith, and Paul Laramie goes into the barrier and collects somebody. So they were waiting
Chris
for race
Blakey.
2. Was it Chris? Yeah, okay.
It was Chris, yeah. So
goodness me, maybe different people on the podium here. So the rest of them sorting themselves out. Bit of a lunge down the inside there from Rich Hayden, who's got Thomas Potter with him, and it was Lee Pearcey, wasn't it, that calls himself Moses, or was it Scott Bugner? I can't remember which one it is that has the seas parting for him to come through. And that seems to be Thomas Potter here.
yeah, seems to have got a good start. So you'll just be hoping to pick off the 3 cars ahead of him, with Andy Dorman leading at the moment after his probably uncharacteristic finish last race, like you were mentioning during it. He's been having some great performances again, regularly on the podium, Andy Dorman. So again, that would have been well out of the norm for him. So he's like, right, rectify it. Let's get a good start, which I can't even remember where he actually started for this race, but obviously managed to get past Cat Potter, and is got a nice gap to Ollie Smith. So that's somewhat comfortable, because he's then got Daniel Heaps right on Ollie Smith. So hopefully again that's a nice enough distraction for Andy to just sit nice and comfortably at the front, as Ollie Gibson and Cat Potter have a little bit of a tussle there, and brings John Jones into it as well. So we've got a trick going for similar sort of places in the track on this lap now.
Yeah, sort yourself out, people. There's John Jones running in 9th place. So John's made the most of all the hoo-ha on the first few corners, and actually not that far away from Cat Potter and Oliver Gibson, who's trying to work his way through as well. Oliver up into 7th place. Andy Dorman due a win in this campaign. He's only got 2 races to get his first one. He did take a win in the mini championship at Donington Park, which was the last one. His best is a couple of second places, one of which came at Sebring. So he's out front, 1.54 seconds clear of Ollie Smith at the moment, with Dan Heaps in P3 and then Thomas Potter in 4. Thomas could be on here for potential top score. He's going to find himself, if he stays where he is, he'll be at the very back of the grid for race 3. And mind you, Jack Smith's recovered. Jack Smith's already up into 10th position, as we look at Oliver Gibson now chasing Cat Potter, who's going to have a look on the outside run here, maybe go for a switchback. And Cat learning all the time about dealing with pressure, and not an easy driver to get past, as we saw in race number 1. And Oliver Gibson will know. How did Jack Smith close up on Ollie that quick? There was loads of cars between the pair of them, but the 2 brothers right together again.
Yeah, and then you've got teamwork that hopefully comes into play with the 2 brothers able to hopefully work together to get past Cat, as we've got Ollie Smith going wide there. So Thomas Potter is up into 2nd, followed by obviously the 3 behind him. But yeah, that was obviously quite lucky there to, well, obviously not for poor Ollie Smith, but for Thomas there, the kind of the way just opened up for him. So take that place and get charging on to see if he can catch Andy. Obviously we've got plenty of time for him to close that gap, as you say, the two brothers probably again looming large in Cat Potter's mirrors, and probably fairly daunting, because it's almost like, well, which one's coming which way, who do you defend from first, or yeah, just make your car as big as possible for every single corner and hope to keep them behind us. That's Daniel Heaps going round, bit of a tangle with Hayden, and then it's collected Jamie Page as well, so that's unfortunate. We've had a proper role reversal from the kind of the fortune of first round to now, unfortunately, a few misfortunes for some of our top runners this race.
Yeah, it's a shame. And Ollie Smith, who got a 4th, a 7th and an 8th at the weekend at Brands Hatch in the last Junior Saloon one, as Cat Potter comes under pressure again, but has the momentum and goes into the turn ahead of Oliver Gibson. Jack Smith right behind. as they go down towards turn 5. Cat really doing a good job here. And 4th position, so this is potentially a good result in the offing here. But you wouldn't bet against the two brothers going past, and there's almost a draw level here with Oliver Gibson trying to work his way through and Jack deciding that he's going to follow the exact same line. Oliver gets his nose in front, still side by side as they come down into the next corner, and Kat's got the inside line to this one, so she knows the layout of the track, making them work. Ollie's on the outside, bumps the rumble strips, and now Jack goes under the Corvette bridge in towards turn 6 and goes down the inside, gets the position. So while Cat was defending from one, the other one read the position well, goes through, and Jack Smith up into 4th place. He was outside the top 10 on lap number 1. This is the mark of a champion. Now Oliver Gibson goes for the dive down the inside, backs out of it, couldn't quite do it. Great attack from him, very well measured, the response and coming out of it when he realised he couldn't do it, but also really good defending again from Cat Potter. Super race from these two. Lightest of touches, I think, on the back end of Cat's car, which just leaves enough room for Oliver Gibson to go through and make it up into 5th position. But that was the tail end of a really good battle there, Becky.
Yeah, great battle and great defence from Cat. She's, like we say all the time, she's improving week on week. So to actually be able to keep people behind for probably longer each time they get behind her, and it's drivers have come into interviews afterwards, as that's John Jones running wide there, and complimented her on the fact that it's never easy to get round her. So yeah, good going there, especially when you've got the distraction of two identical cars basically. And like I say, you're probably looking one way and the other, and you're a bit like, don't actually know who's who and who I should be defending from. And it's a bit almost like, am I seeing double? Is it actually both of them there? And especially, it's one thing to have one right behind the other, like Jack was trying to do to get that move done. And then when you've got either side of you, I can't help but think it'd be quite daunting to think, okay, right, I'm sandwiched here. Again, just got to hold your own and try to hang in there and make the corners. So hopefully not to lose the positions to them. But obviously they've managed to get through. But yeah, Jack's made a recovery drive. Looked relatively easy, like you say. He was out of the top 10 in the first lap, and then all of a sudden he's P4.
Yeah, he's on for 18 points here. Thomas on for 22, and the key point of that being that, you know, that 90-point gap very nearly in the championship is, he's not going to make, Thomas isn't going to make any dents in it, is he? Just the odd sort of 2 or 4 points here. And all that work's been done by Jack over the course of the season as we watch Ollie Smith running well. Not sure in terms of what Ollie will be up to next year. I think he's in the rookies in the JSCC, so we might see him back in junior saloons next year and maybe having another go. That will be good. I love that livery on that car. In fact, there's some really good liveries on all of them. And Ollie at the moment trying to get past Callum Enstone. Can't remember if Callum, I think, was one of our drivers of the round at Mini. If he wasn't, he was very close to getting one. Had a podium, I think, in one of the races as well. And having a good run at the moment in 9th place. Daniel Heaps is up ahead of them, and Lee Piercy as well. Ollie has a little grassy moment again. Got Caden Cook in 11th, a little bit of a gap back before we see John Jones in 12th place, then Chris Blakey, Jamie Page, Scott Ferguson and Paul Laramie in the pits, and Andy Dorman. Keeping an eye on that gap at the front from Andy Dorman to Thomas Potter as well. It's gone down a little bit the last couple of laps. It's just over a second now, Dorman to Potter, so that battle might begin to happen. 4 seconds just about between Potter and Hayden. Jack Smith 3 seconds down on him as well, and Thomas Potter, in his pursuit of the race leader, bangs in another fastest lap. So Thomas closing in, gets the gap under a second now, so he's closing in on Andy Dorman. So I think we might see a battle between the pair of them. Thomas will be keen to have his seemingly regular, at least once a week, podium interview, but we're still focused at the moment on Callum Enstone and Ollie Smith. So Ollie trying to get up into 9th place. Daniel Heaps is ahead of them. Lee Piercy in the white, blue and yellow trimmed car, trying to dislodge Catherine Potter from 6th place. But Catherine, again, probably got to say, staying higher up the order in this one than she did in the previous race, so gaining experience of the track. and having different people to dice with, but still really defending well now as Ollie Smith starts to make a move here, pulls out of the slipstream and grabs the inside line coming into the corner. Is he going to outbrake himself on the exit? No, he doesn't. Nice control move.
Yeah, lovely move by Ollie Smith there. So hopefully he gets clean exits out these corners and is able to keep a bit of a gap between himself and Callum. But it was nice to get it stopped. So we've seen that move be attempted, especially last race, and it's a bit of cutbacks from people. There's a bit of a barge there with Lee Piercy and Daniel Heaps, and it looked like there was a retaliation one there as well. So a bit of like, well, you'll give it, I'll give it back. So hopefully, calm down, boys. Let's not do anything too drastic in these laps, and especially the last round of the championship. You never want to leave with a bitter taste in the mouth of, oh, well, that was a bit unfair. So, and Lee again liking to take quite a wide exit on that corner. Most of the times when we see him come out with that, he's using every inch and a little bit more.
Yeah, he was. He's got ahead, staying ahead of Daniel Heaps at the moment. Ollie Smith trying to close up, and all this is giving Cat Potter a little bit of breathing space at the moment in 6th position. Immediately ahead, we've got 8 minutes 49 on the clock. Thomas Potter has taken another 3/10 out of Andy Dorman's lead. So we joined the leading pair. There is Dorman, there is Potter. Massive gap back to Rich Hayden, who's going to be keen to get his first podium for a while. But we'll have Jack Smith closing in on him. Jack's got the gap down to 3 seconds. It's quite a big gap around here, but we wouldn't put it past Jack Smith to close in. Now, at this rate, Thomas was pulling at around about 3/10 a lap. He's got another 10th now and closing in as Ollie Smith has a go here at Daniel Heaps. Can't quite do it, so it was not a late move, but he's just really thinking about it. He doesn't have any pressure behind us. Callum Enstone and Caden Cook busy dicing for 10th and 11th position in this one. Gap now 6/10, Dorman to Potter, so the lead battle could well come in soon. Jack Smith still in 4th. And this is the closest battle on track at the moment as Ollie Smith has another look. Is he going to go for a dive down the inside too far back? So he'll be maybe just concentrating on qualifying lines or ultimate racing line to get closer and then think about where he can outsmart the young man from Ireland who is there. So great to have him back in the championship. Lost out to Lee Piercy now and probably, just having to look in his mirrors at the 9th place car at the moment as we go back to the leaders, and it is Andy Dorman, Thomas Potter closing in. It's going to be interesting here, Becky, as to how the defence will go, whether Andy will feel a little bit of pressure. Thomas will be going for the win, there's absolutely no doubt about that, but Andy will want 1-2 here, not having had a win so far in the series.
Yeah, he's not going to probably roll over and say, actually, you know what, you have it. He's gonna defend till the end. So, and with a nice 5.5 second gap back to Rich, it's one to play for. You don't have that immediate pressure of people right behind you thinking, well, yeah, I'm not just going to lose out on one position, I'm going to lose out on multiples. But that's the same for Thomas. He could be thinking the same thing, thinking, well, I could go for a move here, obviously not to do anything, take anybody out of a race or anything like that, but you could do it and maybe overshoot a corner and think, well, it's okay because I've got a bit of a cushion to be able to recover into, rather than think, well, yeah, you're going to lose out to multiple people going for that one position, as we've got two battles going on the start finish straight. So Lee Piercy and Catherine Potter. So Lee's got round Catherine there, and again kept it all on track, which was nice. And I don't know if we've still got Ollie Smith behind Daniel Heaps, so he keeps trying and not quite managing to make the move work at the moment.
Yeah, he does. He's certainly dogged in terms of his pursuit of Daniel Heaps, and that one will probably go all the way to the flag as Potter and Dorman still go at it hammer and tongs up front. The gap now down to 0.37, 0.38, getting closer and closer. It looks here, I mean, we had Chris Blakey, we were saying Chris Blakey's second last week in race 1. And Andy Dorman was second in race 1 last week as well. So are we going to see a repeat of that one if Thomas Potter gets past him? Andy will be hoping that isn't the case because we want to hang on to the win. Wide line there by Caden Cook. as the tyres start to go. I've still got 5 minutes to go, so maybe two or three laps remaining. Andy Dorman will be hoping it's 2 laps. Thomas Potter probably hoping it's 3 laps. And again, closing in, he's very definitely the quicker of the 2 drivers. Fastest lap of the race with Jack Smith back in P4, but the battle for the lead is on, and Thomas starting to make a move. Looks to the outside run here. Is he going to be able to get past? Throws it in. That's the same place that we saw Jack Smith making the move to try and deal with Thomas and company in, it was Thomas, wasn't it, in race 1. But it doesn't work for him, so we'll go in kart with Thomas and watch him running through turn 14 now and climbing up the hill to tick off another lap. A quick look, so 4:22, 2 laps to go by my reckoning. 2 minutes 12 we're looking at, or 2 minutes 13 on the lap. So on to the penultimate lap of the race, and Thomas making a move, dives to the outside, sells him a dummy, goes down the inside as they go into turn 1. He's going to be hard on the brakes, try and get it done. Was there a little bit of a lock up there from Andy Dorman? I'm not sure whether it was. Under the Briggs and Stratton signage they go, and Thomas has got the inside run for the next corner. They're still side by side, but Potter's got the line, and Andy Dorman is going to try and bravely hang on to this. He's desperately hoping for a left-hander so he can grab the inside line and reclaim the lead. They're still side by side here, and Thomas has done loads of side by side racing over the course of this event so far. He's got his nose in front, and they go up and over that brow, and this is what Andy Dorman was hoping for. The left-hander, he's got the inside run, gives Potter room, just pushes him out a little bit wide onto the rumble strips, which will lose the youngster a little bit of speed. And Dorman knew that he'd got another left-hander there, goes back into the little bit tail end happy there, and survives the assault from Thomas Potter. I use assault in the nicest word, not in terms of a physical move, but great racing for the lead. And Thomas has got around about a lap and a quarter now to try and get it all back, Becky.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure there on Andy, and to have that little snap as he came out as well. So to catch that and not lose the rear end was very nicely done. And I'm sure he's breathing a sigh of relief as he goes wide. Oh, that's so unlucky. He's still just about ahead, but I reckon obviously Thomas will have a bit more momentum. So he's just got to probably have a breather and just think, right, let's settle the car back down, because the car will just be a little bit erratic at the moment with obviously having a bit of an off, and it always seems to be then it kind of snowballs a bit. So just kind of, I say, to collect it up, but as he goes for a move thinking, no, I want my first place back. So he's not letting anything, kind of not wasting any time here. Again, only got just over 2 minutes to go, so enough time for another lap, but yeah, he'll be knowing there's not a lot of time left to claim that, and it'll be a bit annoying after the race for pretty much the whole time to lose it within the last 3 minutes. So yeah, he's definitely determined to get that position back.
Yeah, the dynamics changed now, hasn't it? Because Thomas is under pressure. He knows that Andy is a little bit feisty here and can maybe have a go on the outside, which he does. And again, he gets the slight bit of dancing that we saw Jack Smith having in race number 1. He's going to be ruining that. Like, he did the hard work, didn't he, defending from Thomas Potter for that few corners, or several corners, where they were side by side, and he waited for the left-hander and got it back. And he's not finished yet. Jack Smith's not finished either. Could possibly get a late run to come up into P3, Jack Smith, and maybe deprive Rich Hayden. But Thomas Potter now, to a certain extent, having to look in his mirrors. We knew he was the quicker driver of the two, but he's keeping an eye in the KTM car on Andy Dorman in P2. As they come up towards turn 6, the left-hander, is Andy going to have a look there? Not really close enough. And Thomas holds on, runs a little bit wide, using as much of the track as he can to keep the momentum going. Jack Smith still trying to close in as well. Last few corners now as they head around turn 8. It's Thomas Potter still in front. Andy Dorman right with him at the moment as they now go into the carousel for the last time. So turn 9, first part of the carousel, round into turn 10, the second part. Then they'll go under the bridge and down towards turn 11. Thomas Potter soaking up the pressure at the moment. Andy Dorman still there as they head down. It's still Rich Hayden in P3, but this battle for the lead has been absolutely superb. Looks like Hayden's done enough to hang on to third place, unless that's the curse of the commentator, and Potter under massive pressure here.
Yeah, Andy's looking to go around the outside, and contact, and unfortunately Andy spun, so that's so unfortunate. Yeah, probably not the best move to go for, because there was so much to lose in that last moment. As much as you don't necessarily want to say settle in a nice settle for second, it probably, yeah, it's cost a podium for Andy there, as we've now got Rich and Jack. Jack did nearly close in, but not quite.
Here he comes then up towards the line. Thomas Potter will take the win, and it was well earned. Rich Hayden in P2, Jack Smith in third, Andy Dorman a consolation fourth place. He had to go for it. I take my hat off to him for having a go. You got to have a go. And Oliver Gibson in fifth place. Lee Piercy will wrap up the top six from Kat Potter. So another good result from Kat. And she's followed home by Ollie Smith and Dan Heaps, Callum Enstone completing our top 10 from Caden Cook and John Jones, and Chris Blakey in the mix as well as they come up towards the line. Chris Blakey goes across ahead of John, so 12th to Chris Blakey, 13th John Jones, then Scott Ferguson. There is Scott. Jamie Page, I think the other runner, is in fourth place. But our top three, who we'll talk to in a few moments, Rich Hayden in second, Jack Smith behind him in third, and our winner is Thomas Potter. We'll be back with you in just a minute. Second race podium of the day. I'm going to start with third place championship leader. I think we can pretty much say he's there now, can't we? Jack Smith, well done. Good to see you on the podium. Have you done the sums?
Yeah, I think I sent Rich a message. I was like, I swear to God, I've already got it. Like even before this round started.
Yeah, so... I think pretty much by starting this round. Drop scores are awkward, aren't they? But it's drop rounds rather than individual races. But yeah, I think you've done it. So congratulations on that, and good to see you on the podium. And how on earth did you get back into a podium position? We know you were fourth chasing Rich, and then Andy put himself off trying to get back at Thomas, which was a good bit of racing. But how on earth did you get from near the back to that far up after the first couple of corners?
Being really risky and doing silly moves, but it was quite lucky. I did some 3 wide manoeuvres which I shouldn't have done. I was just like, you know what, if I stay behind these guys, I'm not even going to be in a shot of the top 5. So I sent it, and we got through, and yeah, super happy. It could have ended up badly, but I was just like, I need to get, like, I was so annoyed after T1. I was like, I didn't even know what happened. I was all of a sudden sideways. I was just like, whoa, okay. But yeah, I'll have to look at that. But yeah, just pushed super hard. Every lap was a quality lap. I was making little mistakes here and there, but like the fast laps were properly fast, and I was faster than the top guys for most of that. So yeah, super happy with that drive. Yeah, just super happy to get through the pack the way I did. It was a proper coordinated drive, so yeah, really happy.
When I was on the train last week, I was watching, and I did send a little ping through to Jack Oliphant and to remind him about the racing score. But is that part of the Jack Smith coaching? Sort of doing 3 or 4 wides now.
Just last dash effort. I think that's like a really. If you get punted into the wall at T1, maybe you need to do that. No, yeah, but I teach all sorts of stuff, all sorts of different racecraft techniques, and yeah, it's there's a whole range of stuff in there for everyone. So yeah, there's plenty to be taught, and yeah, I never ever stop learning, even when I'm driving now. So yeah, even more to come.
Yeah, same here actually. I mean, I still go to meetings and events, and you learn every time you go, or you should definitely keep an open mind. But you need to put your company name, don't you, your coaching school, on your car as well, because I'm looking for it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's on the legends. Don't you worry, it's on the legends.
I'm glad you're doing that. Looking forward to that. I think we've got a few new names booked in as well. So yeah, it's Rich saying fully booked. So maybe squeeze another couple in possibly. I know there are drivers that are getting to that stage where we're looking to, nice to recruit new drivers and get new drivers in. We don't want to lose anybody, of course, if it's really good.
I think Richard's got cold sweats thinking about not killing 25 cars going around it. So it's
They do it for real. They do it. I don't know whether Richard shared the video, but there was a video that Harry Irvin, who's racing with us next week, has put together. He's not only a good little peddler, he's also a very good video maker, and he's made a couple of documentaries about the Scottish Legends Championship, which are worth a look. And the first race this year, you see him doing the draw for grid positions, and the guy who's doing the announcing, Andrew Donald, who runs the championship, said we've got 25 cars. So yeah, that's what they have for real. So it is virtual reality. So
of course,
it's going to be smart.
It should be really, really cool. I'm really, really looking forward to it. We've got some smart liveries, me and Ollie as well. We're looking forward to having them on the grid. It's a little bit different to what we have at the minute, but
okay.
Yeah, they're a bit unique. So yeah,
good.
Out for them. And
look forward to seeing that.
Super looking forward to it. Yeah.
So are you going to win the final race? You can throw caution to the wind now, can't you, and win from the very back or near the back?
We'll throw it 5 wide at T1. No, it's fine. No, I'm kidding. Rich will be panicking now, but no, it's fine. We'll have some fun with the last one of the season, last one in this car. So yeah, looking forward to it, and it should be a good one. Should be really good. Nice
one, well done, Jack. P3. Let's go to P2. Rich Hayden, finally get your podium interview. So it's been a while, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not been on the podium in this championship at all. So I threw away my third. No, I didn't. I don't think I've not been on the podium in this championship. So
Watkins Glen 1 and 2 races 1 and 3.
I don't know. Okay, there you go. It proves how good my memory is.
Memory's going, mate.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that. That's not really a funny thing to say. I was raising money for dementia.
Absolutely,
so I'm not making that as a flippant thing. But yeah, you have had a 1 and a 3. So yeah, it's just been a little while.
It has been a while, yeah. I threw away a third place in race 1 with one of the best racing driver excuses in the book. I was coming down to the breaking point, thinking, oh no, I've got to reset the server, and I'm third place. How am I going to do that if I'm being interviewed at the same time? And missed my breaking point by 2 car lengths, and then got swamped by Jamie and Thomas on the previous race. But no, this race was pretty good. I was quite looking forward to trying to get through the guys in front of me. Dan Heaps had a spin on the last corner in front of me, literally span up the back wheels. I could hear him revving away as he went round and caught Jamie as well at the same time. So that kind of opened up things for me. And then I just saw the inevitable Jack Smith in my mirrors in the distance, getting closer and closer. And then I didn't see what happened to Andy in front of me, but I know him and Tom were, battling right at the front. So I'm not sure whether there was a bit of coming together or not, but I'm sure I'll find out in the morning.
Yeah, Andy was having a good go. I kind of thought it was going to pan out like a repeat of race 1, because obviously Chris Blakey was P2 in race 1 last week, and then managed to get P2 in this one. I thought we were going to have a little bit of deja vu, but we didn't. He was having a good go at Thomas to get the lead back. And fair play to him for doing that, but yeah, just ended up pinging off. But a really cracking race between them. Loads of great racing going on there, right the way down the order.
Yeah, it's a great track for this car. It's such an open, flowing track. Really suits the M4. So yeah, it's a good track.
It's one that I'd want to do some TV comms on. It's a really good, really good layout. Absolutely love it to bits. Really cracking. And numbers-wise, I was saying after race 1, the numbers are holding up really well, aren't they? We're at the end of the campaign, and normally the numbers dip down a bit, but everyone keeps coming back.
Yeah, no, it's gone well. And Andy Carroll's on holiday, so that's why we're missing him. Lewis Stannard's got college in the evenings now on a Tuesday, so that's why we're missing him. Lost a few people, a couple of people, but yeah, it's been really good. But I am looking forward to next week a lot.
Yeah, and Legends cars channel. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it as well. Well, next week I sadly can't join you all next week, but I will have a look. Valid excuse. It's the wife and mine's silver wedding anniversary, so
very good excuse.
A valid reason, for not
absolutely
coming along. But yeah, so we're looking forward to that one, but also looking forward to doing the remaining 5 rounds. So apologies to Scottish Legends for sort of winding them up about doing it and then dipping off for it is only the first round. We're doing the rest of the campaign, and hopefully we'll do a few series with them, and maybe the national boys as well, and try and bring everyone in the Legends well together.
Yeah, hopefully we can get them.
I did ping a thing out to Legends Nation, which is the Facebook group of sort of global legends, but they've thus far ignored me. But
How dare they? How very dare they?
Exactly how very dare. But hopefully we'll try and get some people watching it as well, you know,
Absolutely, yeah.
and get people in. And yeah, the video's worth watching as well. The thing that Harry Irvine put together.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, really excited about that.
Yeah,
should be good. And I'm going to talk cryptically, Rich. Have you spoken to the other guy we're speaking to about a possible January one yet, or has he not pinged you yet?
Not yet.
Okay, you did say would, but
yeah, I'll drop him. Maybe I'll give him a call tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyway, we've got 2.5 minutes left. So, do you want to interview Thomas, and I'll jump back in?
No, Thomas won't mind not getting it. No, I'm joking. Cheers, Rich. Well done on P2.
All right, thanks, guys. Cheers.
And Thomas, don't worry, mate. I am going to give you your interview. Thomas Potter, race winner. Congratulations. Well done. How are things with you and the Potter household?
Yeah, so thanks so much. It's going good. No, I can't really wait for race 3 anymore. I can see the time counting down. I was like, am I just going to have to hopefully go get another podium for a longer interview next one or no?
Well, that's it. That's going to be how it works now. But you've had 2 great races. We saw you and Jack going head-to-head in race 1, which was mega, and that's what we want to see. And Andy Dorman gave you a run, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not 100% sure what happened on that one. I went late on my brakes. He went even later on my brakes, and I was trying to focus on getting my car stopped and not sure if contact happened or not, but I think even so, I've got a feeling that he might have ended up spinning going that late on my brakes anyway, so I'm not sure what had happened, but I'm pretty sure I would have had that P1 anyway.
Yeah, I think so. He made a little mistake after his big defence, which was a shame for him. But yeah, it was really good. We didn't know where to look, and Steve, our director, was working really hard. I think Steve caught everything, to be absolutely fair to him. But cracking race to watch. So I think that makes you top scorer, doesn't it, on the day so far? So you and Jack have got to do it from the back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully I get a better start this time. I mean, it seems to work out well. I get a bad start, then I get a good T1 and go through the back. So I don't know if I want a good start or not.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to let you go, Thomas. You've only got 45 seconds to go for the race, so go and get yourself metaphorically belted in, and good luck for race 3, and well done on winning race 2.
Absolutely, thank you, and a quick thanks to everyone on my car. Not got time to name names, but hopefully I will in race 3.
Nice one, well done, Thomas. I'm sure you will. Looking forward to our final event of this campaign, and we've got championship to go after this, which will take us up to Christmas, which Jamie Page that starts on pole position. I mean, Jamie, so this is points on the meeting or the evening in reverse, and Jamie was on the podium in race 1. So it just goes to show how you never really know what's going to happen. No time to say any more in terms of build up, because the lights are about to go out for the final time on this series. Jamie Page and Scott Ferguson. John Jones is in behind as well. John Jones looking to get up into P2, which he has done. Paul Laramie at the back of the grid, running well too, and it's Jamie Page now from Caden Cook into second position, and here we go with a couple of runners, including John Jones going very wide. John with Callum Enstone up the inside, John down to 5th, Dan Heaps up into 4th place, but about to be swamped. They're 3, maybe 4 wide. This is exactly what Jack Smith was talking about. Ollie Smith in 5th position has come through well there. Chris Blakey as well. Thomas Potter is off on the grass, and Jamie Page here executing a very early getaway, Becky. He's going to be, we saw how difficult he was to beat in race number 1. Obviously, you got the experience, more experience in commentating on him than I have for the touring car championship, where he took wins and many podiums. He's going to be a difficult guy to catch and beat from there.
Yeah, as long as he's got a nice, clear kind of road, he's probably thinking, great, let's just get as much distance between me and the rest of the pack as I can, especially when they're still so huddled. There's just obviously him and Caden Cook's managed to break away a little bit, as well as John Jones spins again, collects, don't know who he first collided with, but has collected Paul Laramie as well, which is unfortunate. So Paul Laramie didn't have the best past 2 races, so this one and the last one, so hopefully he's able to get back on track and push, and obviously have a somewhat nice, as I say that, I think he's pitted, so that's a really unfortunate way to end the series for Paul. So yeah, not always the best way, but yeah, sometimes the damage is a little bit too much and it's not worth running. So yeah, really unfortunate that. So, but I'm sure we will see Paul probably likely in Scottish Legends next week. So I know he's an avid racer with the VRRC.
He is, yeah. Yeah, look forward to seeing him back. Shame that he's out of it. The thing I forgot back in race 2 was that Andy Dorman is third in the championship, isn't it? So that with Thomas was, you know, I know they weren't really taking many points off each other in races 1 and 2, but, you know, technically that was for second and third in the championship, so that's why he was gunning for it. And apologies for Andy for not sort of pointing that out as we look at Jack Smith looking to have a go here at Daniel Heap. So Jack Smith trying to work his way through, already up to 7th from the back. Thomas Potter languishing down in 12th at the moment, looking to try and work his way up the order. Cat Potter out of luck in this one, down in 14th, with John Jones 15th after his issue, but Jamie ahead of Caden by 2.8 seconds now. So Jamie Page really making hay while the sun shines as Callum Enstone gets in the side of Chris Blakey. Down behind them we've got Lee Pearcey and Jack Smith, so this is a good opportunity for Jack Smith to close in as well. Jack Smith with Daniel Heaps and Rich Hayden behind him. Oliver Gibson completing the top 10 at the moment, so plenty of early race sort-outs going on. Jamie Page flashes through shot, flash of pink. Daniel Heaps is going to go in the gravel and have to drive his way through as Ollie Smith comes through. Did Daniel manage to get out of that one? He did, but he's back down in 12th behind Thomas Potter, which is a pity for Daniel. Would have liked to have had a chance to catch up with him at some point. Andy Dorman now therefore into the top 10, but behind Thomas Potter, so looks like Thomas has probably done enough in the 2 races so far. Little tap on the back end. Or was that a big tap, would you say?
I mean, it depends who you're asking. So yeah, depends which side of the coin you want to flip. As we've got Ollie Smith running into the gravel there, so just obviously keep going and come back on track nice and safely to not cause any incidents with any other drivers already circulating. As I don't know who that was. Ollie Gibson taking a nice wide exit out of that corner as well. So again, using every inch of track. As a few of them have done, especially it seems to be that corner that everybody likes to go a bit wide, and that's Rich Hayden off and Callum Enstone spinning as well. So a lot happening in that little corner. Again, everybody's so close and battling. It's you can't ease off and have a breather because there's somebody behind you ready to take your place. So it's nice and exciting for our last race, and obviously the last race of this championship as well. And Jamie Page is, I say that, but Jamie Page is sat quite probably somewhat calmly at the front with a nice 4-second lead, thinking, well, this is quite a tame drive. So he'll be hoping that stays the same way, and that the lead, the following pack doesn't manage to catch up too quickly to him.
He will, yeah. I'm at a loss at the moment. I started to think about driver of the round, but I've got absolutely no idea at the moment, because some people have had bad luck, some people have had some good luck and shown great skill, but we're going to have to see, I think, how the positions sort themselves out. But Jamie Page with a 4.2 second lead. Caden Cook doing a good job in P2 at the moment from Lee Pearcey. So Lee usually there or thereabouts in terms of podium positions. Thomas Potter in this group as well. Sometimes when the pressure is off championship wise, and I think largely we can say that for most of these people the positions are decided now, so this is just not just, but this is a race as Thomas Potter gets into the back of Andy Dorman, who collects it up, and Thomas backs out of that one with Rich Hayden trying to get past him as well. Daniel Heaps ahead of them in 6th place, Jack Smith up into 5th. Now, okay, if we were going to put money on it, do we reckon how close can Jack Smith get to Jamie Page by the end of this, with just under 3/4 of the race remaining?
This was a sort of game last week for both Jacks when they were in the comms box, and it was oh yeah, don't think he's going to win, and all of a sudden he won, and it was like how did he close that gap? So I don't think you can ever put anything past Jack, and it's like you say, obviously that pressured the championships off him. Not like I think he really felt pressure. It was almost he just would do better and better. So he's probably aware. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to lose anything if I have a bad race, obviously. But he'll be wanting as many points as he can get. But he never seems to stop pushing. And I know when he comes into for the interviews at the end of races, he's always saying, actually, no, I was pushing really hard. I know a lot of people, I think, oh, it's just, it's fairly easy for him, but he's always pushing and always trying to do poly laps and trying to gain as much places and time on people. So, and there you go. He's set the fastest lap at the moment, so he's constantly pushing.
He's equivalent of an automaton, isn't he? With that, and that's the thing I can't personally do in racing. Is, well, two things I can't do. One is do a fast lap, and two is string them together consistently over any length of time. So I would be pretty useless as a driver, but he just keeps banging them in, and he seems to do it at any point in the track and any point in the race, whether he's in the mix or out on his own. And that's what you need, isn't it, to be a championship winning driver? He's got to try and close it on Chris Blakey, and here he is. So Chris Blakey in the, as most of our viewers will know, the yellow and black livery, the man we spoke to after his P2 in race number 1. Jamie Page now 5.8 seconds clear. Significantly, Lee Pearcey is closing up. I don't think Lee is getting closer to Jamie Page, but he is getting closer to Caden Cook for P2 as we continue to look at well, now switch to Daniel Heaps trying to close down on Rich Hayden, with Oliver Gibson coming up through into the mix as well. Oliver Smith coming under pressure from Callum Enstone. Cat Potter is in 13th, so we have lost a couple of drivers off the server. I said that the numbers dip off, and they have done on this last race, which is pretty understandable. As Jack now with this mix here, like you said, Becky, all of a sudden he is right there. And this is a group squabbling over P2, isn't it? Just 3 cars in front of him now, between himself and the opportunity to nibble into that 6.5 second lead that Jamie Page has got.
Yeah, I must admit, surely that's six and a bit seconds is too much for him to be able to close it if he manages to get past these drivers. As he manages to get past Chris, although he's coming back as Jack runs wide. So not the move done just yet. They'll keep battling, but now Lee and Caden are going forward and are making a little bit of a gap between the two behind. So, but they're squabbling as well. So, and as I know I say it a lot, and again don't want to jinx anybody. As Jamie sets the fastest lap, all it takes is somebody to make a mistake, and it could take out the other drivers. And then, like I think it's Scott Bugner that's known as Moses, to your earlier reference. You just the seas will part, and you can gain a few places quite easily because of other misfortunes of other drivers. So but Jack's just biding his time at the moment, knowing, probably again thinking, right, how can I get all 3 of them in one corner?
Yeah, he is. He's going to pick one of them off now, so he might have to go back to his stealth mode and come through and pick them off one by one. Certainly the first of those he's done, Chris Blakey. And next up, Jack Smith. Now having a look at Caden Cook. Lee Pearcey trying to disappear down the road, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that for too long, because Jack Smith coming up into 3rd place. Caden Cook has seen him, gives him room, absolutely fairly there. Doesn't lose too much out in terms of Chris Blakey coming up. So Caden Cook still in a very healthy position. Has a little nibble back at Jack Smith actually. So Jack's going to be very much having a look at Lee Pearcey. The gap now 8 seconds between Page and Pearcey, but Pearcey will be looking in his mirrors soon at our champion coming through very shortly indeed. We've got Andy Dorman 6 behind Chris Blakey, then Thomas Potter, Rich Hayden 8 from Daniel Heaps and Oliver Gibson, and all of those drivers capable of wins in this championship. Ollie Smith is as well. Callum Enstone, I would say, is capable of a win. Cat Potter has had a best in the championship of, was it a 4th place? Yeah, it was Sebring, wasn't it? 4th position. 1 position away from a podium. So everybody we've got running now, potential winners or podium finishers. There is nobody weak in this grid at all that is running at the moment. As we look at Chris Blakey, still trying to close down on Caden Cook, and Jack's 8 minutes to go, so it's got to be a second a minute. I'm not sure, but Jack Smith, and he's got to deal with Lee Pearcey. This is looking very good for Jamie Page at the moment.
Yeah, and Jamie is setting fast laps as well, so he's got the fastest lap at the moment. So it's not like it's a massive difference between their times, where Jack's obviously clawing back a lot of time. So it will be mighty impressive if Jack manages to close that time in the remaining time we've got left. But like I say, I wouldn't count him out of anything. But yeah, Jamie's probably feeling quite confident up there. It's probably been quite a lonesome race for him as well. Just sat there, not probably seen anybody in quite a while since the start of the race, and probably a bit of seeing the carnage behind him of everybody squabbling. As we had a spinner there, that's Chris Blakey. don't know if
Caden
there was
Cook
any
as well.
contact with that. Yeah, it was Caden Cook and Chris Blakey have come together, so that was their the climax of their little battle that's been going on for the last few laps. It looks like Thomas is going for a move on Andy Dorman. Now, Andy Dorman's made a good recovery drive as well. Last time I looked, he was, what, P9? So he's worked his way back up, which is good. So a good run in for Andy Dorman.
Oh, Daniel Heaps, that's a shame. Gets tucked into Oliver Gibson, so they drop down. Brings Cat Potter momentarily into the top 10, then drops down to 13th again as they all sort themselves out. But Thomas Potter now has worked his way through. Because he's ahead of Andy Dorman and because Caden Cook went off, Thomas Potter's up to P4. So it's Page, Piercy, Smith and Potter, nearly all Ps in the top 3, with Lee Piercy coming under pressure. 7 minutes to go at the moment. I was thinking about Caden Cook, but he's as a potential nominee for driver of the round. Still doing a decent job in 7th. I think if he'd have been sort of towards the podium or hung on for podium, could well have been a possibility for that. But he's certainly one name that we're pinging into the mix at the moment. Jamie Page may be in contention as well with that 8.7 second lead. Lee Piercy in P2, Jack Smith in P3. These two clear on their own. Look at that, nothing ahead. Nothing behind them. They can just have a straight race and sort it out. And the smart money's got to be on Jack Smith, the champion, who looks like he's all over the back of Lee Piercy at the moment. Lee will be relishing this, a chance to have a battle as Andy Dorman did in race number 2 with the multiple champion as they climb uphill and go across the line. Is he going to do a Potter here? Selim Adami. We saw Thomas pulling off a similar move. Was barely room on the inside, but he picked his line. He picked his time well. Down into turn 1 and on the inside. Lee Piercy, crucially, has seen him, and Jack Smith just pushes him out a little bit wide here, but Lee Piercy's still in the mix as they come down to turn 3, and it is done. It is game over for P2, and Jack is through, but runs wide, and Lee Piercy coming back at him here. This is not finished yet, and this has really inspired Lee Piercy to get stuck back in and get back into, or try and get back into P2.
Well, this is probably giving him flashbacks to last week in the second race at Silverstone. He was ahead of Jack. Jack got past him and he fought back and he managed to get the position back on Jack, which is somewhat rare to see Jack managing to get beaten at his own game. So it was some great racing between the pair of them. So I'm sure Lee would be like, right, we've just got to remember what we did sort of that last week. How did I get round him? When's the best time to go and make a move that he's not going to be able to retaliate straight away, and you can get a bit of distance between you. So yeah, I'm sure Lee will be thinking back to then. I'm sure Jack will be doing the same and thinking, right, how do I get past and keep him behind? Because like I say, he managed to get back past him in that second race last week.
He did, yeah, cracking race between these guys. The gap 9.3 seconds. Can't emphasise how well Jamie Page has done here. You know, it's a reverse grid race, and he did start off the front, but he just nailed that start, kept ahead of everyone, which was absolutely crucial. But more significantly, just built on the lead, 9.3 seconds clear of Jack Smith, and adding to the podium that he took in race number 1. Obviously, was out of sorts in race number 2, Jamie Page. So that was obviously a frustrating one for him. But he has really done the job here superbly. So going to see whether that gap will come down. Jamie 15th, the last of the finishers in race number 2. And as I say, it was unusual to see someone who gets a podium in a 15th starting off the front, but that's how competitive the evening has been. Kyle Enstone goes through, and Chris Blakey down behind him as well. We have got 3 minutes 40. This has gone really quickly, actually, this race, I've got to say. As we look at Ollie Smith trying to close down on Caden Cook. Caden's had a good race in this one. It would have been nice for him to have held on to the podium earlier on, but wasn't to be. But again, good strong points in 7th place at the moment. He's got Rich Hayden ahead of him, Andy Dorman in 4th. Andy will wind up in 3rd in the championship. Lee Piercy here is 4th, so championship top 4. Jack Smith, Thomas Potter, Andy Dorman and Lee Piercy. And then Scott Bugner, I think, probably going to be passed by Rich Hayden today, as Rich has a little moment there.
Yeah, had a bit of a moment with Andy though, went into the back of him, so Richard stopped to allow Andy to get going again. I think probably didn't quite break in time, so whether he was thinking about more server issues, maybe we need to try to sort something out where he doesn't have to worry about that, because yeah, that might be too much of a distraction. And again, a very good race driver excuse there when it comes to sim race and being like, oh, I was thinking about a server.
Yeah, it's one for the book. We keep meaning to write a book of drivers' excuses. We've had some good ones over the years, and we started getting them in some of the media interviews as well at the Fiesta Scholarship at the weekend. But I can't repeat them here because the drivers would know who I was talking about if they were watching. But I'll tell you off air one time about some of those as we go back to Andy and Rich having a really good battle here. So Andy P3 in the chat. It doesn't matter what you throw at Andy Dorman, he's quick in all of our sim championships. Quick shout out again for Jamie Page, fastest lap of the race. So again, off the front, he's done what he had to do. Huge lead, 9.5 seconds, but also now, as I said that, there's the curse of the commentator. Lee Pearcey gets the fastest lap, just as I say that Jamie Page had it.
And now Thomas Potter has it. So, but interestingly, Pearcey obviously pushing on because he's still right behind Jack Smith. So he's not got much left of this race, as there is a bit more of a gap now between them to obviously try to get that P2 back from Jack. So yeah, unless he can close all the way in, as we've got Ollie Smith and Caden Cook having a little bit of an argument there coming out of that corner, and Caden's just got his nose ahead. So we'll get around that corner ahead and keep Ollie behind for maybe just a little moment until he gets to the next corner. And I'm sure Ollie will probably try again, as we've got a trio behind as well, going for some moves as well. So that corner will probably have a lot of, I'll say, overtakes or potential overtakes about to happen.
Right, Caden, I'll tell you what, Caden Cook, if he stays 7th, will equal up. And again, just as I was about to say, he was in 7th place. See, that disappears. So he has a moment and it disappears, which is a shame. I was going to say that is his joint equal best score, 7th place, but that is not to be here. So with that, sadly, I think departing the scene as far as driver of the round is concerned. 33 seconds on the clock at the moment, and it is Jamie Page who is in the lead. I reckon he's going to get around to the start-finish line before the clock runs down, because he's got two more corners to go as he makes his way around turn 13 now and down towards turn 14, and then uphill into the main straight. Actually, this is going to be the last lap. We've only got 3 seconds to go, so I spoke too soon. We are at time, and it's going to be Jamie Page that takes the win. He's 8 seconds clear now, up the hill and across the line to pick up a win. It is a win for Jamie Page, and it is his 2nd win of the competition. Jack Smith closed in the end, got it down to 8 seconds, did Jack Smith, and Lee Pearcey will complete the podium. There is Lee. Thomas Potter gets Jack Smith got fastest lap on the last lap of the race, so he really was gunning for it, Becky, and managed to get that fastest lap, taking it away from Thomas Potter on the last lap. Andy Dorman 5th, Rich Hayden 6th, Ollie Smith in 7th from Chris Blakey and Callum Enstone. Just getting the better there, Callum, of Ollie Gibson, with Daniel Heaps 11th. Welcome back, Daniel. Hope we see you for the Legends. Cat Potter 12th and Caden Cook in 13th ultimately. But a good end, I think. Good 3 races, Becky, to our BMW Championship.
Yeah, only a bit of carnage at points, so good to see most drivers obviously get through us. We've got some celebratory donuts going on, and I think that's Daniel Heaps there. Obviously had a good night tonight and enjoyed himself, so yeah, why not? A few donuts at the end.
Yeah, well done. Thanks for that, Daniel. Really good stuff, and great to see. And we'll have our podium interviews for you in just a moment. For the final time in our BMW GT4 Sprint Series, it is podium interview time. And we're going to start off with Lee Pearcey, took third place. Lee, I think I'll probably jinx you because you hadn't had a win until the weekend or the week that I disappear. And you got race 2 win last time out at Silverstone. But you're back on the podium and you've had podiums with me but not win. So I apologise if I've jinxed you for the win.
No problem at all. I don't think we're quite at the pace for a win tonight, but yeah, so that was your fault. I won't blame you. Yeah, just tried to show Jack that he can't have it all his own way all the time, but I still couldn't beat him. So I tried. I tried. I think I hung on to him more than I normally do, but yeah, I'm trying to make it more harder for him. We're getting closer.
That's good. So what's the plan? I can't remember whether are you registered for Legends or are you having a little break now, or?
Yeah, no, I'm in for the Legends. So yeah, this is my little tranquil peace and quiet time once a week. So there's no way I'm missing out. So yeah, quite looking forward to them actually. Haven't done as much practice as some of the others yet, but I'll try and get on and see what they're like. But yeah, little goes that I've had, they are good fun. So it'd be interesting. I know we've got a big grid for 25 cars, is it, at Knock Hill? So
yeah, some new drivers coming in as well. Yeah, and some, that always opens things, as it did in the mini championship when we saw that, and really chuffed that Andrew Donald and Harry Irvine have like partnered up with us on this one. So it's good that they've given us a shout. And I think some of the other drivers that are coming in actually aren't Legends drivers. You've got there's one name I saw at the Fiesta Junior Scholarship at the weekend, and there's one name from there. So whether he picked up on me waffling on about it at the weekend or not, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot new people coming, which is great, and that adds to it, doesn't it? Because I mean, with the regular drivers that you've got here, like Jack and Jamie, you kind of know how to race against them, but you never quite know what newcomers are going to do you?
No, and I think anyone starting out new to it's very different. But obviously, if people are coming in that have got sim racing experience, it's great. It's the word is obviously spreading how good VRRC is and how good the drivers are here, and obviously
checks in the post.
No problem. But I think it genuinely, even when I got into the sim racing, I had no idea how the level was going to be this high. It's if you're not putting the practice in and you're not concentrating 100%, there's some seriously quick drivers in here and some seriously good racing. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully some new guys coming in will be much welcomed, and hopefully they stick around for like more championships after that as well. So it's good.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it's taking us up to Christmas, so they can get more kit, can't they, for Christmas as well? If they're
absolutely,
those are good things to ask for. But great to get you on the podium, Lee. And I think was it P4 in the championship? Yeah, because you were ahead of Scott anyway. And I don't think
I was keeping an eye on Andy tonight. I was like, can I? And race 1 I got a little bit of contact. Race 2 a bit more contact. So yeah, didn't work out trying to get the better of Andy tonight. But yeah, he's been quick at every round. So fair play to him. And did I beat Rich in the end? So that's all right.
Oh yeah.
Just sluggy baby.
Well, it depends on the penalties though, so we probably need to be careful. So.
Got some big ones coming my way now for
that. Maybe I don't know whether Rich will rescind some of his own penalties, but we'll see whether that goes. Goes to the MSA court. It's funny, isn't it? After the last rounds, there was a lot after the last rounds of things the last couple of weeks where people are battling for championships in court now. I just find that a shame. If it's gone for whatever reason on track, it's a pity. But do you really feel like a winner if you win it in the court? Probably not. It's probably a debate for another day, isn't it? But
the moment's gone, then, isn't it? I think. The moment
it's what the punters see at the track, isn't it? On the day, I think. But
yeah, it is for me. It's the elation on the day and on the moment. That's
yeah. And I get people's get why people would fight for it, but yeah, it's not easy. Anyway, I'm going negative. I don't want to go negative. Well done on the podium, Lee, and look forward to catching up with you next week. Good to see you, Lee Pearcey in P3. P2 goes to Jack Smith, so we get the second shout of the evening to Jack, and yeah, it's a huge gap to catch up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. the battle with Lee was really good as well. Lee's always putting up a good fight. So yeah, that was quality, to be fair. Good run through the pack. Yeah, a few little skirmishes, but we got through it, and yeah, really happy with the result. I just couldn't. Jamie was too far down the road at the end to catch up, but yeah, I put some fast laps in, did a PB, so yeah, we definitely tried that last one for sure.
Yeah, everyone was sort of swapping fastest lap towards the end, and yeah, a great race with Lee. Really some good racing. It was nice to see Thomas battling hard with you as well. Was it race one? I've lost track of where we were, but yeah, some really good racing going on. And you know, I say it a lot. I make no apology for saying it because it is true. But you know, everybody in that field, particularly everybody that was running in race 3, capable of podium or win.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's. Yeah, of course. Most of the time, I would say this for myself. Most of the time that I'm able to get out front so quickly is just because there's like incidents ahead. But I reckon if there were literally 0 incidents in a perfect world, if there were 0 incidents in the race, I 100% agree that literally anyone could have won any of these races for sure. It's like these full reverse grids. They like open up everything for everyone because all the fast guys start way back. And yeah, it's just a battle of getting through it, and if people are in a train, it's super hard to get past. You know, there's no aero, you can't get a tow really down the straight. It's tricky. So yeah, I think it opens the door for a lot of people to be able to win. I think the legends are going to be even more so next series. So yeah, I think you know, with it being like 8 or 10 laps or something, it's going to be like door wide open for anyone to win it, I think. So that'll be really cool.
Just like the real thing. I see the track is open for testing now, so I'm wondering who's going to jump on while we're doing the interview. So it might be you, Jack, because did you want to give your usual shout out before you disappear?
Yeah, I'll give me a shout out. So yeah, quick shout out to my parents, my girlfriend. I know they're all watching. A couple of my mates are watching as well, so shout out to them if they are still watching. And shout out to everyone associated with DK Power. You know, Dave's done so much for me, and yeah, it's just a pleasure to have his logos and all of his sponsors on the car. And yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity, and yeah, very much looking forward to the future. And yeah, looking forward to whatever sim series and real series may come up in the future as well. So yeah, shout out to everyone watching. Really appreciate your support, and shout out to everyone running the broadcast and Rich for running the championship as well. It's a mega championship. Does for many years now. I feel like I'm getting old. But, yeah, done it for ages and ages. I can't even remember when I actually joined. It feels like so long ago now, but yeah, it's a mega championship. So if you are watching and you haven't signed up yet, get yourself in, and I'll expect that check in the post, Rich.
Congratulations, Jack, on not only on P2 but also on taking the championship title as well. Another one to add to your ever-growing collection. Jack Smith, congratulations.
Cheers, Richard. Cheers.
So we move on from our champion race winner. So 2 interviews on the podium, and first time we've had him on the mic. And also driver of the round. Well done to Jamie Page. Well done, race winner, final winner, and driver of the round as well. And you really nailed that one because you did exactly what you needed to do. It wasn't just getting in front and kind of sitting there. You disappeared off in the distance. So really great. I think we said lap 1, the way Becky and I said that the way you got clear of everybody and pulled away, it was only going to go one way, and nobody could get close. So you must be happy.
Yeah, very. Obviously, I got away at the start. I knew I needed to, because I knew somewhere along the line Jack would be chasing me down, which obviously he got to P2. Yeah. And yeah, I just had to concentrate, make sure I made no mistakes. And just try and bring it home, really.
Terrific finish to the season for you. I was trying to work out where you were in terms of the round, so that would be your drop. And I think you missed a couple of odd races as well. So, but a really good one. And again, after the touring car championship, people are going to have to watch out for you in the future events.
I hope so. As soon as I'm set back up again, I'm going to be just practicing all over winter, ready for the first championship of the new year.
We look forward to that, and we'll as soon as we know what it is, or as soon as we've got the sign off, we're trying to get the sign off in the next week or so. so that we can get people joining in for it. But we'll ping it on the group. But I just want to say well done again, driver of the round, race winner, and I'll be the first to wish you a happy Christmas, Jamie, because we won't see you too after then.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Yourself, and happy anniversary for next week.
Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Appreciate that. So Jamie Page takes the win, a double podium for Jamie this weekend, and we look forward to catching up with Jamie in the new year. But we still have some more racing to come off for Christmas and get into all those Christmas parties. And it is our official Scottish Legends Cars Championship E-Series. So had a lot of dialogue over the course of the year. The folk up at Knockhill are really friendly. You know, if you ever wanted to drive a Legends car, it's worth going up to Knockhill. It's worth the journey for a day out and have the experience of driving a Legends car. All their formula cars. And what I would say is there's obviously absolutely nothing wrong with the other corporate schools that you can go to and experiences. The thing I would say about Knockhill is it's not corporate. It's got a very friendly feel, and I mean, I know most of the people up there anyway, but if you do go for the day out, as I say, highly recommended, and they'll look after you, and it's a nice place to go to with great people. But we're kicking off with what we tried to do here. It's a bit unusual for esports having a regional championship, but it was something that Rich and I floated a while back, and either maybe having one track and then different cars at one circuit, or the other thing we could do was have a regional championship. This is effective. We didn't want to tread on the toes of the National Legends cars, so which circuits have the Scottish guys raced at, and pretty much the ones you're looking at. So 11th of November next week, Knockhill, the normal way round, which is clockwise. Then we go to Croft. They've had away days there. Anglesey International, that's a fairly regular one for the Scottish Championship as well. Alton Park International, obviously, if you've seen the touring car schedule for next year, you may or may not know that the Scottish Legends will be at Alton Park next year, so that's very much part of the Scottish Championship. Anglesey Coastal, as opposed to International, back in the day when you didn't need two different permits over a weekend, they would race one day on Coastal, one day International, so that's why that's in there as round 5. We were going to try and angle for some more rounds, but they pegged it to 6, which ties nicely with the run up to Christmas. And we finished things off with Knockhill Reverse. It's the only track in the country that you can run both directions. So everyone practicing at the moment for Knockhill clockwise, but there is anti-clock as well. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great little series, and I hope that you're going to enjoy it. So that is coming up next week. I think Becky you're back for a lot of those as well.
Yeah, back for the first round and then alternating again, so nobody gets too sick of the sound of my voice. But yeah, again, looking forward to those. The cars I've had a few goes round in the cars on the sim, and they're lively. So, and if we get any sort of bump drafting and kind of the nudges, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to how this goes. Obviously, I'm sure no contact everybody, but that is kind of what Legends is about a little bit. So. There's me being the kind of the devil on everybody's shoulder, like, go on, do it.
Yeah, I think I've got to say, I don't know what discussions have taken place about the judicials and stuff, but bump drafting is actually banned in Scotland. You're not allowed. You can do it. The Nationals do it, but the Scottish Championship don't currently allow it. So I don't quite know how that's going to be legislated for. We'll leave that to Rich, and that will be part of the drivers' briefing for next week, which will be you, as you said. And Jack Oliphant. I will definitely watch it back, but I think we'll probably be out for dinner somewhere celebrating. So Becky, thank you for everything you've done, all your research, and yeah, absolutely mega. And we need to get you onto the real track scenario at some point as well, which will be great. So thanks so much.
You'll lose your job, Richard, doing all
Sorry?
this. But no, thank you. Really, you'll lose your job doing this, taking me out on track and loose in the real world. But no, thank you very much. You're always appreciated, and yeah, it's always a pleasure.
You'd be very welcome to join us outdoors, and you know, we'll well, as I say, try and get you. So it's been really great. And Steve, thanks for what you've done as well. Steve Allen. So that's it from me for a couple of weeks. So enjoy your Legends. Be nice to each other. Thanks for on our BMW Championship. And yeah, bye for now. See you soon.
The inside of coats. Parker gets too heavily involved. And that's white head and coats.